Hey guys, welcome back here. So today I'm going to talk about something that I am deeply concerned about, and that is the rise of generative artificial intelligence or generative AI. So ever since AI was released, it has been changing the dynamics of the world that we live in. Small jobs like writing and designing and other things are being replaced by AI models, and millions of people risk losing their jobs to AI models. And it's quite unprecedented for humanity, like it has never happened before. And the changes that are being brought about in global order, in security, in finance, in business, in tech, in the economy, it's all very unprecedented, and it's all very uncertain where we are going and where we are headed towards as a civilization of humanity. And the risk here is that in case AI actually replaces our jobs, what will happen to the people whose jobs are replaced by AI? What will be the future of those people? And what if we are among those people who will be replaced by AI? The truth is that no one really knows what to do and what's going to happen. So our best bet is to just try to find ways in which we can safeguard ourselves against replacement by AI. And that's exactly what I'm going to share with you today. Fortunately, we can make some guesses about who are the people who will be at the risk of being replaced by AI. And that is all because we know where AI actually excels. I want you to look at this concept called balance of power. This concept is originally from the field of international relations, and it's all about that when your enemy or your potential enemy is doing something, you just start doing the same thing so that there is a balance in between both of you, and so that one fears the other and the other fears this one, and it's this fear just maintains security, and just things just keep going normal. So what we want to do is that we want to distill this concept from the level of states down to the level of individuals. And what we want to do is that we want to treat ourselves against AI, and then we want to apply this concept of balance of power. So AI has a lot of power. We all know this. AI is very powerful, and what we want to do is that we want to maintain a balance of power somehow and push ourselves at the level of AI, so that when we are at roughly the same level, it's quite interchangeable and we are facing a little less risk of being replaced by AI. Now I'm going to share with you 4 of my favorite tips which I am working on as well, and I believe you should work on as well, to try to avoid being replaced by AI models and generative AI and stuff. So the first tip of these is to be a generalist. Now, how do you define a generalist? A generalist is a person who has a wide set of skills and can do pretty much everything that life throws at them. Whether it's woodworking, whether it's writing, whether it's cooking, whether it's riding a horse, whatever it is. A lot of these skills are possessed by that person, what we call a generalist. So why do you want to be a generalist to avoid being replaced by AI? Well, the thing is that all AI models have a huge training set. They are trained on massive amounts of data and massive amounts of content, and you want to try to mimic that on your own. And the best way to mimic that is by becoming a generalist. For instance, if you go to ChatGPT, which is a very popular chatbot, you can ask ChatGPT about just about everything. You can ask it to give you ideas for your next video. You can ask it for meal preparation ideas. You can ask it about great restaurants in your area. You can ask it everything. And this wide knowledge is what makes it so popular and so versatile in every situation. As a human being, it's quite impossible to have that exact level of knowledge because it's quite hard, right? And even though we are unable to achieve that best thing, we can achieve the second best thing, which is to be a generalist. By having a wide array of skills up our sleeve, we can just apply knowledge from different fields to other fields, and this is what makes generalists so important in any industry. Generalists can do just about everything that life throws at them. Or, for the sake of this discussion, generalists can perform pretty much every job that they have available. The second thing is to be a specialist as well. Now, when I say that you need to be a generalist, a lot of people say that, okay, I'm going to be a jack of all trades and a master of none. Whereas on the other hand, there are people who are absolutely specialists, like dead specialists. They don't know about anything else except for their own subject. Now, it's true that we kind of need both of these, but the best is if we can be both of these. If each person is both a generalist and a specialist, it's amazing. There's nothing better than that, right? So what we want to do is that we want to be a jack of all trades and a master of a few trades. So I'm going to give you my example, what I want to be in the future, where I'm heading, what I'm working towards. So right now I am a student of Bachelor's of Software Engineering degree, and I'm halfway through, and once I graduate I will be a professional software engineer. And while I value being a generalist, I am also getting this specialized degree, and then later on I want to specialize further as well, because this one thing will be one of my expertise things. In the other areas like writing, like presentation design, like graphic design, that stuff, I will have the basic knowledge, and should the need arise, I could really start learning from there onwards. But right now I only need the basic knowledge, and with the basic knowledge I'm fine. This is helping me in my daily life, this is helping me in my other things, and it's really interesting to have a wide array of skills. But at the same time, I am also trying to get a specialization in software engineering. And this is the right amount of balance that you want to strike as well. By having a single or a few fields in which you specialize and a wide array of skills that you have as side skills, you can be really irreplaceable. And again, it's not really about explicitly putting that skill into action. Even if you become a software engineer or whatever, and then you get a specialist job and you remain a specialist till the end of your life, and you never really use the other skills that you learned professionally, you can still apply the knowledge that you learned in those skills to your current field of specialization. The third thing that you want to do is to learn meta skills. Now, meta skills are by definition skills that are required for or beneficial in the conduct of any professional activity. So, for example, as a software engineer, I should know how to write, because I will be constantly bombarded with emails, and I will have to write comments and other stuff, and I will have to comprehend that. So if I know the skills of writing and reading, these can really help me as a software engineer. Similarly, if you are a designer, knowing skills like photography and filmmaking can give you the edge over the designer who doesn't know these things. So you can take your own photos and use in your own designs. And that is really the true power of learning these meta skills. Now, what exactly are these meta skills? It's quite difficult to define an exact list of meta skills without making it notoriously large and extensive, but generally these are my favorite meta skills: writing, reading, understanding, critical thinking, media creation, which includes photography, videography, filmmaking, and editing of photos and videos, graphic design, and maybe 3D animation and rendering, and 2D animation and rendering as well. Also, things like social media management, things like internet literacy and digital literacy, how to use a computer, how to use a suite of office applications, things like Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, or things like Google Docs, Sheets, Slides. These are all the skills that you can apply to your professional as well as personal life, and they can help you and open up a lot of new opportunities to you, which are closed for people who don't have these meta skills. And by having meta skills, you can, once again, even if you don't really explicitly use those skills, you can always borrow the knowledge from those skills, from those fields, and bring those things into your own field of expertise. And this could even be a revolutionary breakthrough attributed to you in your field. The fourth thing is to constantly improve and increase your knowledge. Now, AI models have a notoriously large amount of knowledge. They know just about everything. Anything that is out on the internet, they know it. And they can process that information and give you an answer that sort of comes from a person who has read like all of the internet. If a person were to read all of the internet, every single minute and then give you an answer to your question, they would give an answer that would be pretty similar to that of an AI model. I totally understand that it's impossible to practically read all of the internet, but what we can do is the next best thing, and that is to have as much knowledge as we can. And that includes reading books, listening to podcasts, and literally just getting the knowledge from wherever you can. And especially as a Muslim, I love this idea that we have in Islam that knowledge is our lost treasure, and we are to get knowledge from anywhere, any source possible. And that is pretty amazing. So you want to increase your knowledge and keep increasing your knowledge. You want to get into that habit of lifelong learning, and only that can help you achieve your goals and hopefully not be replaced by AI models. The fifth and final tip is to do things that AI cannot do. So for example, a lot of people do physical work and work that is not practically tied to a computer. So for instance, AI may be able to generate surreal pictures, but it cannot do street photography. So you might want to consider becoming a street photographer. AI may be able to write amazingly well, but it can never replicate human emotions and human thinking process. So you might want to become a writer who is trying to convey the human emotions. Things like constructing a house or fixing a car. So while AI may be able to give you architectural plans and even layouts of everything and interior designs, everything, AI cannot actually go and construct the house for you. Similarly, if you provide certain symptoms to an AI model, it might be able to predict what the problem is with your car, but there isn't really an AI model as of now that can go and fix your car for real. So you might consider becoming a mechanic or a laborer or even some other things like being an electrician, and these are very respectful and important jobs that people are doing all around the world, and they are using these jobs to make their livelihood. And I don't see as of now these jobs being replaced by AI very soon, because these will require specialized hardware and specialized knowledge, and that's not the level we have reached as of now. So you might be at risk something like 5 years or 10 years or 15 or 20 years from now, but right now, fortunately enough, physical work is not going to be replaced by AI models. That's what I believe. Okay, so avoiding being replaced by AI is fortunately pretty easy. Although we are living in a highly uncertain situation, we don't know what is going to happen, and the AI pandemic has literally put livelihoods and even lives at risk. But by following a few tips, we can be in a much better position to be safeguarded against AI, and we can have the better skill set, the better traits to be a less ideal candidate for replacement with an AI bot. So as a quick recap, we need to be a generalist, we need to be a specialist as well, we need to learn meta skills, we need to constantly increase our knowledge and become lifelong learners, and we need to start to do things that AI cannot do. And these are the things that I believe that if we do these, we can be in a much better position to survive the AI pandemic, and these things would give us the right traits and the right skills that are required to survive this pandemic. And it just solves like half the problem. No one really knows what's going to happen tomorrow or what's going to happen next. And the best that we can really do is to prepare ourselves for this pandemic and for what's coming to the best of our abilities. Thank you for watching. I hope you got value out of my video. If you did, please consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.